35 years. To date, he's scored 443. That's 55 points in all. It's now overtaken Matt Connor's record in 1980 of 531 for just 4 matches. Matt's brother Richie is now the Laois boss and hopes for an end to the Brian Stafford story for this year at least. Meath's formation today is the strongest available. Liam Harnan is back in the number 6 shirt. Liam Hayes has completed a brief suspension, while Tommy Dowd looks for another highly profitable afternoon at centre forward, now that Colm O'Rourke has returned to the front line. Richie Connor's 15 includes just 2 players with previous Leinster final experience. They're the Dempsey brothers, Martin at full-back and Michael in midfield. And with John Bolton and Noel Rowe missing the final through injury, Pat Rowe is at centre-half, with Joe Nolan named at centre-forward. When Laois last played in the Leinster final 6 years ago, it was a very similar afternoon: wet, miserable, dank, overcast and threatening. Not a pleasant afternoon at all for the 20,000 plus crowd here at Croke Park. The referee, Tommy Howard from Athy in County Kildare. He's going to have a busy weekend refereeing the All-Ireland football semi-final tomorrow, now in charge of the 102nd Leinster football final. And it's Laois who won the toss, playing from right to left in the first half. Martin Dempsey lofting it down towards Colm Maher. Punched away from him, however, to Terry Ferguson, picked up by Tommy Dowd. Well, Liam Hayes was calling for a short ball instead. PJ Gillick had to really overstretch to try and keep that one away from the Laois man. Liam Hayes towards Colm O'Rourke, away by George Doyle. Martin Dempsey again, kicking it into space. Hayes taking up a good position. Challenged and fouled. Referee having a very quick word with Michael Lawler. Dowd taking up station on the right-hand side of the half-forward line. Michael Dempsey seems to be pushed, and that's going to be a Laois free kick. Michael Dempsey the taker. 0-1-2 Meath men combining. Lyons was one of them, the other was O'Malley. The referee has gone in and realises that Robbie O'Malley may require attention. Shades of a very serious moment from a 1986 semi-final. Again, Meath were involved in that against Kerry. 2 players collided then as now. The concern in the face, but Robbie O'Malley thankfully able to take his place once again in the Meath full back line. O'Connell kicking towards Liam Hayes, held by Michael Dempsey. Challenged by Colm Coyle, unfairly taking the free himself. It's been a feature of the Laois play so far. They're taking their frees quickly. This is Leo Turley looking for the opening score of the match. It's gone to the left. First wide of the game. Hayes with a touch it down for Martin O'Connell to come on to. Colm Coyle trying to make some headway against John O'Connell over there. Laois possession. Kevin Foley keeping it away from one of the Laois danger men this afternoon, Michael Lawler. Referee having a very quick word with PJ Gillick for that last indiscretion. And again, Laois take the free kick terribly quickly, and it's Mick Turley raiding. Chance for Laois to get their opening score. A really dangerous situation from Meath's point of view, and McQuillan produces a very fine save. Well, you surely felt there that Laois were in with a really good chance of getting the game's first score. There was a goal really presented there as Colm Maher was raiding. Turley was the one who made the run inside. That's Mick Turley, brother of Leo, the full forward. And watch, as there was space on the far side, 2 players there. But in the end, McQuillan got down and gathered superbly. And Robbie O'Malley has gone off the Meath team while we were watching all of that, and Brendan Riley has come in. So Leo Turley again for a Laois side, making a very bright start. In towards Joe Nolan. Couldn't hold it. The kick is planted over the bar by Mick Turley. Mick Turley, the corner forward, came in, raided well and struck a fine point. Laois this afternoon opting for a two-man full forward line, and they're playing the ball in fast, which is a very sensible tactic. Gillick. Stafford prodding it forward. George Doyle having to go back goal side. Martin O'Connell beating his namesake there, John O'Connell. Ferguson. And Meath side needing a little bit too long on the ball. That was Stafford. And these Laois fellows really are terribly eager to impress this afternoon. Martin O'Connell kicking it towards Colm O'Rourke. Laois looking particularly eager early on. Lawler. Cross towards Michael Lawler's wing. Joe Nolan not getting a proper touch on that one. The linesman had been signalling furiously for the original foul on Michael Lawler. Deep towards Leo Turley. Touchdown by Mick Lyons. Tony Marr. Joe Nolan just needing a second or two too long. Colm Coyle. Brian Stafford, was he pushing? The referee thought so. The push on Martin Dempsey. Meath taking a long time to settle in this match, still without a score after 12 minutes. Martin Dempsey's long ball. Leo Turley gets onto it, picks up a very good angle. Looking for another score, and that curls in well. The Turley brothers are the ones who've given Laois a 2-point lead. Mick getting the first one, Leo now the second. Well, the full forward really takes up some very good angles. I was watching them in training at the Heath on Wednesday night, and coach Richie Connor was advising him to make good runs away from his central role, move towards the left whenever possible, get it onto the right boot, and he does exactly that. Race for possession, and Tony Marr's the one who goes out and gather. He's fouled by David Beggy. Marr the free taker. From the hands again, two players moving into that space on the left-hand side, but the ball carrying just too much pace on this occasion. Laois also realising, of course, that Robbie O'Malley has been off with that head injury picked up in the first couple of minutes of this match. So with Brendan Riley not accustomed to the right corner back position, they're delivering the ball in there repeatedly. It's called. Flynn. Tommy Smith unable to hold him, and Martin Dempsey going out with an unfair challenge. Bernard Flynn and Michael Dempsey are partners, of course, in a public house in County Laois, as Liam Hayes bids to get this ball in, and it's a goal for Beggy. Coyle with the final pass, Beggy with the final shot. Meath on the quarter hour. And there's a Meath man down injured just after all of that. The referee may go back to have a quick word with his umpire, but the Meath fans saluting their first goal, which puts them into the lead after 15 minutes of the first half. They were sluggish up to now, but Hayes got them motoring. Watch for this pass outside. Colm Coyle kept it back from the byline there, and Beggy standing there unmarked, and he drilled it home. And the referee's gone across to have a word, and he's putting Tommy Smith off. The first hint of trouble, and the referee issues the dismissal notice to Tommy Smith of Laois. So just over a quarter of an hour gone, and the Laois men, having surrendered the lead, down to 14. Leo Turley against McLyons. It's fast and it's frantic at this stage in the game. Good deep probing ball. Hayes is back there, it dropped it however. Reclaimed unfairly from Michael Dempsey. And the referee awarding a free into Laois. This should put them level. Liam Hayes seemed to have lost it initially, but then went back and regathered. All quite academic as Mick Turley kicks over his second point of the game, the first from a free, and the sides are level. Coyle having an influential match so far, punching down to PJ Gillick. The 15 against the 14. Coyle again, floating it forward brilliantly. David Beggy having some work to do, but he's a player of great pace, sliding challenge. The referee allows to continue because Meath had possession. Michael Dempsey against Tommy Dowd. Picked up here by Colin Marr. Well, the loss of that defender is making the Laois players show greater industry. And it'll be needed against a very fit-looking Meath side. Dowd. Fouled by Michael Lawler, ankle chopped. Free quickly taken to Stafford. Oh, I think he was going for glory. There was a chance of a point. He was trying to put it into the right-hand side of Tony McMahon's goal. And David Beggy was loose to his left-hand side. Well, I think when he watches the video of this one again, Brian Stafford will rue that missed chance. The free very quickly taken by Tommy Dowd. Marking very, very poor, practically non-existent. He was going for the goal, all right. Michael Dempsey up towards Mick Turley's wing. O'Connell leaving it there for Gillick. Tony Marr coming in with that unfair challenge, lunging in that time on Tommy Dowd. And Dowd, I think, got his message across fairly clearly. O'Rourke against George Doyle. Blocked down brilliantly by Doyle. Stafford against Martin Dempsey. Nice turn. That's much better. Brian Stafford's first point of the match has come after 23 minutes. And Meath go back in front. Tommy Dowd. Busy as always in the middle of the field. Likewise PJ Gillick. Martin Dempsey quick to gather, getting there ahead of his man. And Stafford just slowing down the process whereby this free kick can be taken. Harnan. Touchdown to PJ Gillick. Now Liam Hayes, the team captain this year. Harnan once again involved in the equation, and Tommy Dowd. Pat Rowe came well across his path. Dowd is injured. Meath still with possession, and it's Bernard Flynn. A point for Bernard Flynn. A really good score. Martin O'Connell. Meath's use of the extra player has been very impressive so far. Pat Rowe. Leo Turley taking up a good position against McLyons. Driving it in defiantly with terrific accuracy. And that's another fine score by Turley. So there's just a point between the teams. The Meath forward lines working feverishly hard to try and close down the defenders. Brendan Riley, very secure in damp conditions, taking the free quickly to Colin Coyle. Touched forward towards David Beggy's wing. That's Tony Marr back there against three Meath men. Now Dennis Lawler. Pat Rowe. Martin Dempsey down towards Leo Turley, who's doing well against mixed lines. Now Michael Lawler, referee's whistle has sounded. It wouldn't have counted, it went wide in any case. It's going to be a free kick for that push there by Mick Lyons on Leo Turley. That's on its way. 1-2 for Meath, 5 points for Laois. Mick Turley now with 3 points. Touched down well by Tony Marr. Colin Marr, no relation. Outside to Mick Turley. Turley being brought further away from goal by Brendan Riley, who in the end commits the foul. Pat Rowe, the free taker. Dropped well in, dropped down to Mick Turley, goes off the defender, and it's gone for a 45. PJ Gillick, I think, was the last one to touch that. When that free was coming in, incidentally, Leo Turley was marked by Liam Harnan, and Mick Hayes went back onto the goal line as the free player. So Laois, then, having had the aid of the breeze in the first half, would be hoping for another point or two. 6 minutes to go to half-time. Dropped in well. Will pile up as McCullen takes it free. Terry Ferguson. Bad clearance. Pat Rowe reads it splendidly. That's a lovely kick. Brilliantly directed over the crossbar by the centre half-back. Pat Rowe from the Heath in Laois gives his side the lead. Well, they've recovered well after the body blow of the goal after 15 minutes and the dismissal of one of their backs. Terry Ferguson really didn't look up at all as he was hitting that one away, but credit Pat Rowe, nipped in splendidly ahead of Tommy Dowd, who was trying to make up some ground, but it was a hopeless chase. That was a marvellous left-footed kick. Laois in front. Brendan Riley against Mick Turley. Finding David Beggy. Gillick. Listed on by Brian Stafford. Colm O'Rourke raiding in there against George Doyle. Good recovery from Eamon Lacey, but the referee had seen the push by George Doyle on Colm O'Rourke. And the free in, straight in front of the goal, should result in Meath drawing level once more. Stafford's second point. Teams all tied up now with about 4.5 minutes to go to the interval. Collected here by Kevin Foley. Solid display so far by the Meath half-back line, augmented by a good midfield. Gillick in towards Bernard Flynn. And it's tail to the left after all that pressure by Dennis Lawler. You have to credit the one-time half-back now in there at cornerback for a good piece of defensive play. So with 2 minutes to go to half-time, Laois will take a lot of heart from the opening 33 minutes of this game. They've competed well, and they've shrugged off the loss of a defender by some great commitment from the other 14. And they're giving as good as they've been getting so far. And here's Martin Dempsey towards Leo Turley. McLyons. Tommy Dowd, his feet may be out, but the ball's very firmly in. And he's trying to barge his way forward. Turley now being marked by Liam Harnan. It may be a more sensible move. Hayes trying to put in a challenge on Turley. Now Colin Marr. Cross towards Mick Turley's wing. Outfielded. Breaks down to Pat Nolan, or to Joe Nolan, I should say. Now Mick Turley. Oh, he sold a pup. Pat Rowe comfortably under it. Nice piece of fielding. Unable to get on to his favourite left foot. The hand pass to Colin Marr. Now Nolan. Back to Colin Marr again, who started that and finishes it splendidly. The entire full forward line has now scored for Laois, who've taken the lead with the game in injury time in the first half. Laois led in the opening 10 minutes, built up a 2-point lead, then fell a goal behind to David Beggy after 15 minutes. Lost defender Tommy Smith, but they've competed well all the remaining 20 minutes of that first half. And Meath having a fair bit to do when they were expected to be comfortably ahead in this game. Liam Hayes now, on for Bernard Flynn. This attack looks so impressive against the Laois backs, who are giving away frees now. And they'll surely be punished for that once again by Brian Stafford. That's the angle then confronting Brian Stafford. He's kicked 2 points in the first half, and you can now make that 3. So the teams are level, a minute and a half of injury time having been played. When these sides met in the semi-final of the Leinster last year, Meath won by 20 points. But Laois have come back well in this game, and they're showing some splendid style. The goal by David Beggy after 15 minutes certainly rocked their spirits, but they showed commendable attitude and approach for the next 20 minutes. And the sides go in locked at half-time, with the half-time score reading Meath the champions 1-4, Laois 7 points for Meath as the second half gets underway, and Jerry McEntee's in the action for the second 35 minutes, replacing Tommy Dowd. So McEntee's come in midfield. Liam Hayes has gone forward to play at centre forward. Leo Turley rather. Cross towards his brother Mick. Laois looking for the lead point of the second half, and the sweeper behind it all, Liam Harnan, the one who collects. Brendan Riley gathered here by Joe Nolan, operating now at right half back. To Beggy, to Colin Coyle, who's stepping up everywhere. Dennis Lawler. Towards John O'Connell. He hasn't really made an impression so far. Michael Dempsey in a race for possession here with Jerry McEntee. Judged nicely by Brendan Riley. Pat Rowe lets that one bounce down into the arms of Colm O'Rourke, being challenged by George Doyle. And not for the first time this afternoon, Meath's Colm O'Rourke winning the free. After 2 minutes of the second half, in what is his 30th time to play in the championship for Meath, Brian Stafford kicks over his 4th point. Michael Lawler lets that ball bounce down. Colin Marr, the player who gathers. Lawler once again now. Just 18 years of age and he's been hit hard by PJ Gillick. An unfair shoulder. Tommy Howard decides, and he's calling for attention there from Michael Lawler. And the referee, realising that the young man was hit particularly hard with the shoulder by Gillick, deciding that attention was required instantly. So a lecture and a booking for PJ Gillick. The doctor in there was Dr. John Keating from Abbey Leaks, who's a brother of Babs Keating, looking after young Michael Lawler. Lawler gathered possession for the second time here, struggling to break free. Watch for Gillick coming in on his left-hand side. Ooh, a crunching tackle. And a bloody nose picked up at the end of it as Pat Rowe takes the free kick. Comes down to PJ Gillick. Jerry McEntee turning back in towards his own defence to make space for himself. Rowe fumbling. Good support from Joe Nolan. Colin Marr now. He really has impressed in this game so far, playing well away from the corner forward position in which he was selected. At least continuing with Mick Turley and Leo Turley as their front two. That's Mick Turley, who saw it taken away by Brendan Riley, fingertipped away to safety. Laois looking for their first point of the second half. Brendan Riley dropping it down towards Brian Stafford. It runs on splendidly for Colm O'Rourke, struggling to get away. The referee allowed a good advantage. Good refereeing, a nice kick as well, and Meath's second point of the second half, credited to Colm O'Rourke. Playing in the Meath colours in the championship for the 49th time. A fine piece of refereeing that time by Tommy Howard to allow Colm O'Rourke the latitude to kick over the point. So it's Meath leading by 2 points, Laois yet to score in the second half to date. Pat Rowe wins the free. Towards John O'Connell, marked by Martin O'Connell, who was rampant this afternoon. Now Brendan Riley. Forced away, Beggy. And he stepped out over the far sideline. He's a player of great pace. Very rarely gets angry in a match, always has that smile on his face, even when the decision goes against him. Eamon Lacey. And the crash from behind on Tony Marr by PJ Gillick results in a Laois free. Tony Marr there indicating that a sub may be coming on shortly. That's Noel Rowe, who is a brother of Pat here, who's getting ready to take the free. Towards Michael Dempsey, forced away, now down to Michael Lawler. Looking for his first score of the game, in towards Leo Turley, didn't get clean connection. And the cousins combined that time to deny Turley, Arnhem and McLyons there in strength. Forced forward by Gillick now. George Doyle against Colm O'Rourke. Support from Martin Dempsey. Fisting it forward to Dennis Lawler for a very game Laois team. Rank outsiders in the betting. But Meath, remember, playing in their 8th championship match, whereas this is just Laois's 4th. Dempsey. Support from Colm Marr. Working hard, but forced time and again away from the ball by the tight-marking Meath defenders. Pat Rowe. Well, Richie Connor will realise that all the nice approach work in the world will count for very little if they can't kick over points. O'Connell defiant. Body touched it on the ground when the ball fell down. And Laois now taking the opportunity to bring in a fresh player. We'll have to wait just a minute as Leo Turley is blocked down splendidly by Terry Ferguson. McEntee back there, helped by Martin O'Connell, giving a terrific display. No roll likewise. Bernard Flynn trying to force him backwards. The free to Laois. And Noel Rowe now gets the opportunity to come in and deliver the little slip of paper to referee Tommy Howard. And the player they're taking off is John O'Connell. Never really made a lot of headway against Martin O'Connell this afternoon. (1-6) for Meath, 7 points for Laois, 9 points to 7. Laois still looking for their first score of the second 35 minutes. Kevin Foley. Stafford, in the slippery conditions, concedes the sideline ball. Martin Dempsey kicking it towards his brother Michael. Comes down again to Martin O'Connell, nice sidestep. George Doyle in some trouble there with Colm O'Rourke, but the pace of the ball may well beat them all. In the end, it goes wide. And Colm O'Rourke was insistent that it was the other player, the back, who touched it last. That last incident about a 45 or not a 45 is interesting. George Doyle going back here. Did he get the final touch, or was it Colm O'Rourke? I think it was the Laois man. Hayes. Michael Dempsey, the player in possession. Stopped by a combination of Beggy and McEntee. It's been a ragged second half so far. The first half at least offered a great deal more. Pat Rowe chipping it forward towards Leo Turley. A loose man outside him, that's Joe Nolan. Laois unable to engineer an attack that might yield a first score of a second half. Coyle flicking it outside splendidly for Liam Hayes. Meath looking more purposeful, more threatening in attack when they get possession. This is Bernard Flynn. Nicely judged. Bernard Flynn with 1 point from the first half. Bridges a long gap now in the second without a score. Meath's third point of the second half. So a goal separating the teams. The wind clearly a factor in all of this, because Laois did so well when they were aided with the wind in the first half, but they haven't been able to register a score or even a scoring chance, as Tommy Howard seems to have picked up a little cramp there. And of course tomorrow he's down to do duty here for the second or the first All-Ireland football semi-final, that between Kerry and Down. Well, the magic bottle may solve his problem. And Burton, the lady there, preferring the drink to Colm O'Rourke. Amusement for everybody. And the substitutes come on, and that is Joe Lacey. So two Lacey's in the team, and Joe Nolan, the one who's going off. This Lacey, Joe Lacey, not related to Eamon Lacey, the left half-back. So while Joe Nolan goes away, Liam Hayes wins himself the free outside the 45-metre line. Tommy Howard back on his feet, and Harnan, who kicks it in deep. Stafford trying to feed it outside nicely to Colm Coyle. It's taken a long time for Meath to produce some of the expert football that we know they're capable of, and Colm Coyle has kicked over another. Beautifully fed by Brian Stafford, has had to be said, but that's the position now. Meath 1-8, Laois 7 points. Tony Marr jumping splendidly. But a Laois attack failing to make an impression in the second half. Mick Turley against Mick Lyons. Well, there's a scoring chance here now as he takes the free himself. Across towards Noel Rowe, unmarked, and he's put it wide. The free was taken so quickly by Mick Turley. He would have been the free taker had he taken it from the ground and opted for a shot himself. Rowe was very annoyed with himself. Jerry McEntee obviously gaining an advantage. A nice little push. Tony Marr will take the free here for Laois. Wanting some movement from the front three. Cut out by Kevin Foley. Suggested he might have touched it on the ground, but the referee Tommy Howard saw it all as being quite inconclusive. Riley tripped. Really a succession of free kicks. Hardly 30 seconds of this second half without a free being taken from the ground. Gathered nicely by Pat Rowe, stopped by David Beggy. On and jumping, fisted away from him however by Mick Turley. Noel Rowe now, the challenge for Brendan Riley, trying to set up a scoring chance inside for Mick Lawler, grounded as they wrestle for possession, and the referee just waiting to see what develops. Wants the two of them up. Probably going to hop this ball on the 13-metre line. Going back to the 20 line. Tony Marr ready, waiting to jump there with Jerry McEntee. Touchdown towards Colm Coyle, picked up by Pat Rowe. Forward it goes towards the substitute Joe Lacey. Blocked on its way, touched, and it's gone by for a 45. Joe Lacey, the one who was the Laois player who sent in that shot. Pat Rowe. Fisted out by Liam Hayes to the waiting Colm Coyle. Bernard Flynn now. Looking for some late scores as the game now is in the last 6 minutes. To put a better gloss on a Meath performance this afternoon that's been somewhat below par, to say the very least. George Doyle conceding the free to Meath's Colm O'Rourke, and the referee, for all that talking by George Doyle and arguing, puts the ball in a more favourable position for Brian Stafford to kick it. It's point number 5 of the afternoon for Brian Stafford, and there are also 5 points separating these teams. Looking good for the Leinster champions then to retain their title against a Laois side still failing to register a score in the second half. Jerry McEntee, his presence on the field has certainly made a difference. Colm Coyle, it's all looking so good now for the Royal County. Second point for Colm Coyle in the second half. And the rejoicing Meath fans, I think, now believe that the Leinster Cup is about to be retained.